When I was 2, my family was having a birthday party for me. Everyone having fun. One moment I sent a big boom, pop. Everyone startled, but I did not quite laugh or throw a temper to our mom. My parents thought there was something wrong with me, so they took me to the doctor. The doctor told my parents, "I'm sorry, your son failed the hearing test." My parents and I were taught to believe that being deaf simply means ability to hear. Ever since I failed the hearing test, I've been a crazy journey. I'm finding my own deaf identity. At the beginning of my journey, I will quickly jump to the false assumption that deaf people cannot lead happy lives because of the barrier we face. Therefore, I received cochlear implants when I was 4, so I can be fully included in the world and sounds. It did not mean I can always understand what hearing people spoke to me because the words were sometimes difficult to follow. So I grew up struggling to mastering English, and so I had to transfer to a different medical school. I learned ASL, American Sign Language, because ASL improved my thinking and learning abilities. My language skills just skyrocketed. Everything was going normal for me. I entered high school with a big dream to become a doctor. My family's long history of health problems have inspired me to pursue medicine. I began working toward that dream by taking 2 AP classes junior year, AP Biology, AP Art History. However, having deaf students, I did not know how to approach the barriers in my AP classes because I thought I didn't need to. Unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way. For the first few weeks of AP Bio, I was so excited to walk into class and watch my ASL interpreter in the front. But one day, my interpreter was replaced by someone else. Even with a new interpreter, I was totally lost. For every class session, I would think, what the heck might my interpreter say? It became more challenging for me to follow the lectures, and therefore my grades were impacted. My parents had to advocate for me by requesting a few change of interpreters. But the deaf program said no every time. We don't know why. Because I totally lost confidence in my ability to succeed. I made a very difficult decision to drop out on AP Bio in the middle of the year. As a result, I felt intellectually inferior to my hearing peers. Meanwhile, my AP Art History class had caused me to feel alienated from myself on hearing peers. One, my teacher refused to roll down for my interpreter. The deaf program said I should wear an instant listening device so I can hear better. But my teacher refused to wear a microphone for me. When that happens, when she said directly to me, I won't wear a microphone, I remember shame crying up my spine, and I was sweating on my neck, forehead. And it helped myself from crying because I knew I didn't even deserve to be treated that way for being deaf. After the class, I refused to be friends. All the experience had caused me ashamed to be deaf. I struggled with the feeling that I can never be intellectually equal to my hearing peers. I would think, why did I have to be born deaf? Sometimes I wish I could be hearing because it would make my life easier. But being deaf is a natural part of who I am. Some people may see I have a disability, But I know she had a way in burying the wall. I am born the idea by attending Season California State University Northridge because of the largest deaf community. There, it was culture shock for me because everyone signed an ASL everywhere. It was so easy for me to express my frustration in ASL because ASL is my last world language. My deaf friends actually listen to me. They offer me support with playing a big role in my social and emotional growth. Over time, I learned to heal by forgiving the hearing community despite how they treat me during high school. The hearing community may be misinformed about the deaf community, and I firmly believe that education and kindness, when combined, is the best approach to correct the wrong intentions and beliefs. Meanwhile, I am born what it means to be part of the deaf community. I now see myself as a member of the community with their own rich history, value, culture, and sign language. I know I have a right to be a true member of the society. I have a right to education, and more importantly, I have a right to enjoy life. Knowing all the right has empowered me to change my mindset from I can't to I can. I became so determined to become a doctor again. When I finally realized that my dream could come true, I knew there would be communication barriers in the medical field. When I volunteered at UCLA Medical Center last year as an art therapist, I did not have an ASL interpreter with me, but I refused to be discouraged. I approached each patient and learned how to interact with them through different communication ways. The best part of my life, my volunteering life, was seeing the mileage because it made me realize that I can make a positive difference in the life that when I knew I had to be a doctor. Although there are only 16 deaf doctors in the United States, I refused to let the more statistics discourage me. So I applied for the postbac premium program to take psych classes. I told here, and when I got accepted here, chill went up my spine because I realized that my dream could become a reality. By coming here, everyone has been so welcoming to me as a deaf person. The student disability office gave me 110% full action in my classes, and the hearing community listened to my struggles and they value me as a deaf person. More importantly, when I shadowed a deaf doctor at Johns Hopkins Hospital, he doesn't know ASL, but when I observed how he interacts with hearing patients, I realized that he did not let his deafness get in the way of practicing medicine. If he can do it, then I can do it too. From my journey, I learned that bearing are here for a reason, which is to shape us into our true selves. I know everyone here at Hopkins has embarrassed and different barriers such as mental health issues, discrimination, difficult classes. But remember, having a strong support system can make you stronger in face of these barriers. And from my experience, it can inspire you to stay true and not to give up. Right now, right here, I am speaking to you because I have grown to love myself and defy the hearing society expectation. I don't give a damn about failing the hearing test. I'm very proud to have passed the deaf test. and I encourage everyone to face your barriers and not to be afraid to become who you were born to be.